Hello guys, welcome to Tina Wilfred. Let's talk about my second trade on GBPJPY this same week. I already made a previous video on my first setup for the week on GBPJPY and then SAUSD. I decided to go further to get an extra setup on GBPJPY. Literally this particular setup failed. Price invalidated it. I don't know why price invalidated it, because I feel like I took my time to analyze the pair and I felt like I was in the right distance. But of course, the easiest way for a trader to cope in the market is accepting and embracing the anything can happen belief. You have to always believe that anything can happen in the market, and that's why you must not be overconfident in any trade you are taking. Yes, because you can be all right, everything might just have fallen in place technically, but price can decide to do something else. Why? Because we are not in control of the market. So the easiest way for the easiest, most effective and most functional belief that a trader can adopt is the anything can happen what mentality. That's where you embrace uncertainty. You just know that, oh, it's not a must that everything will always go in your favor, regardless of how good your setup looks and how beautiful or how sure you are. Actually, you can call it your A plus setup, your B plus setup. Price can always decide to do something else. But then that's by the way. Let's dive right into it. Let's dive in. Oh, psh. One day we'll have to, one day we'll eventually afford to subscribe to TradingView Premium by the grace of God. So yeah, this particular setup, remember I told in my previous video about my first trade on GBPJPY, I explained how I got the first two setups, which is this. I got these first two setups, and after I got these two setups, I became skeptical because already starting from the weekly and daily time frame, you can see that somehow this thing is on a resistance. But because there was a kind of change of character, that was what gave me the confidence to take the trade. And it took weeks. It took weeks before price eventually validated it and got to my TP, while invalidating my second setup on it. I had to wait because I now became more careful of taking any trade. I needed to wait for price to take out this particular resistance, because of course I cannot sell either. Why? Because there's no clear change of character, and even if there was no confirmation. But in this case, there was no change of character again to show you that, oh, this particular thing is going to continue to sell. So I needed to see price break above this resistance with a full body candle and flip this particular resistance to support, which price eventually did. If you watch closely, price eventually took out this particular resistance with a full body candle. It did, and after it took it out, that was when I began to look for another setup. I already explained in my previous video for this week. I already explained how I got this particular trade here. I already explained it. This is my first trade for the week on GJ. So I already explained how I got it, how I got this particular setup. The same strategy, you can watch the previous video if you're interested in that. The same strategy, sweep, structure shift to the opposite side, and POI, right? So price got very close to my take profit level and then reversed again, right? It reversed again. And after the news on that, after the news on Wednesday, of course, after the news on Wednesday, price went ahead and took out that high that it failed to take out the previous time after when I took the trade. It took it out, and that structure shift made me believe that, oh, maybe price was still ready to keep buying. But I was still wary, kind of. I was still wary. So what I did was that after it gave the structure shift, I tried to put up a mitigation block setup. So here price, you can see that I had to mark this mitigation block here, and this particular mitigation block aligned with the 4-hour mitigation block as well. It aligned if you had seen the previous time frame properly. So it's aligned with it. I put my setup. The idea was not to take this trade. The idea was to see if this level would hold, and if it had held, I will have hope that our setup will hold, because I had to put up two setups. I was not going to trade mitigation block. Why? Because I noticed that the risk to reward was really very small and was not worth it. It was not worth the risk. And thank God I didn't take it, because maybe I would have just felt bad by the end of the day, because I already told myself that I'm not taking this setup. I'm using it as a test to know if this particular one will play out. Yeah, so I put up the two setups. This is my major setup: a sweep, structure shift to the opposite side, inducement, and POI. And price came, and so sorry, I put up the setup waiting to see what price would do here. It rallied around it as if it wanted to respect the mitigation, but it eventually didn't respect it. It disrespected it, and immediately I knew that the chances of this particular one holding is very slim, which I already even journaled. The moment it did, I journaled it that the chances of this one holding is very slim. And now you can see that price failed this other block. Yeah, it failed. It took it out. So it has officially invalidated the both setups. And now I'm wondering, what does price want to do next? Because this is more like I don't know, maybe we can still call this a premium level. Yeah, but the truth is that price already gave us reasons to continue buying, but then it still failed the other block. Now we know that the failure of an order block brings about a breaker block. Yeah, and the failure of a breaker block brings about a reclaimed block. Now I am watching very closely. I'm watching very closely to see what price would do from here. Right, price has already taken out this low. This is the most recent low, and even on the 4-hour time frame it already did the same, which this simply signifies a change of character. If this particular candle that is forming closes with a full body candle, takes out this low with a full body candle, then we can say that there is a new change of character, but we cannot officially still begin to sell. Why? Because we will need a further confirmation, probably a second break of structure to the downside, to know and to confirm that, okay, maybe we should begin to look out for sales. That is exactly how I see it, because at this point I can't sell, I can't buy. I need to see a proper confirmation. And that was it for GJ. You see how I took on this trade, and I didn't take the both setups. Yeah, so this is one thing we do to be able to protect our capital and protect ourselves, our emotions, and everything in the market. You don't want to just take trades like that. Sometimes you just want to test. Yes, you just want to test and see what price does. And sometimes there could be signals. Imagine if it failed this place. Imagine if I did not put on this one. I would have been probably waiting for it to come and react on the other block, and then it will fail. But I had to put on that mitigation block entry to see if price would respect it, and price did not respect it. Because it did not respect it, that gave me a cue that no, the chances of this one playing out is very slim. And you see, if I had taken it, probably saying that, oh, I have two clean setups. You see how beautiful the setups. In fact, if you cannot see, let me go to the 1 hour for you to see it clearly. You see that this particular set on the 1 hour, see how beautiful the both setups were looking. They are looking beautiful, and you probably think that, oh, see the other block looking very beautiful. You probably think that, oh, this particular setup will play out, but you see that it did not what? It did not play out. Price might reclaim by the end of the day. It might reclaim the buy, all right? But if it reclaims it and I see a proper confirmation that it's about to reclaim it, I can take a reclaimed block, which most times I don't really like to use different setups, so that I will be sure that I am going on one strategy. You understand? But I understand when price is reclaiming and when it's going bearish as a breaker. So yeah, that is it for this particular trade. I'm glad that I didn't go ahead to take it. I didn't put a limit order. I've always been skeptical of the fact that, oh, this thing, because okay, let's go to the weekly time frame, so you'll see what I mean when I said that I am skeptical. Are you seeing something here? Are you seeing it's already, I was very skeptical of price breaking so much above this. It already did from the lower time frame if you're looking at, but when you're looking at the higher time frame, like the weekly time frame, you're seeing that this thing has not really broke. Like it's probably going to have to correct. I don't know where price would sell to, but I already marked the zone you're seeing right there. I don't know where price will get to before it will continue its buys, right? Or whether it will go bearish completely. I don't know. But whichever way, it's very possible that it will sell down completely, but we react. We don't predict. So whatever price does from here, we'll just react to it and go along with it, right? We'll just flow. So that is it for this particular video. I hope, although this video was trying to explain a failed setup, I still hope that you got a little bit of value. Yeah, that's the zone I marked, you are seeing right there. Maybe price would sell to that zone. I don't know why, because I'm seeing an unmitigated zone here as well. So that's why I marked it. So I hope you got value in this video by the end of the day. Yeah, even though it's trying to explain a failed setup, I've still been able to explain the reasons why I was not really very confident on it, and these reasons are quite valid as well. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys for sticking through. If you watched this video to this very point, first of all, thank you so much for sticking, and please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to turn on notification, because I'll be dropping back-to-back videos on my trades. I've not yet gone fully into making proper videos on motivations and trading tips for traders, new traders like me. I don't know if I'm still new. I'm officially up to 1 year trading. So yeah, I'll be making good videos to also help my fellow traders. Things that I'm learning along the line, things I've been able to learn both from reading, from my own experience in the market. So you want to turn on your notification so that you will be part of this, so that you will also grow with me in this journey. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye.